Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with My Hero Academia Season 6 episode number 24 reaction. Okay, the previous episode we got to see Deku confronted by all the people from UA, all his friends from his class. They came and they tried to stop Deku. Now obviously Deku didn't want to involve them in this mess, and he's scared that people he he loves are going to get hurt because of him. And we know Deku is always that person who sacrifices himself for the help of others. So the fact that someone else might get hurt because of him is something that he cannot really actually cannot accept. So that is why he's always trying to go out and trying to get this situation under control, so that his friends are not subjected to any type of problem because of him. But obviously his friends are also people who won't let that happen. They won't let him fight alone, so they came, tried to stop him. Everyone used their quirks to stop Deku. In the end, by good little teamwork, Uraraka, Bakugo, Todoroki, Ida, uh, uh, Ashido, all of them together, kind of work together in the end to go and stop Deku. And Ida by the end was able to grab Deku's hand and stop him. So there you go. In the end, Bakugo apologized to Deku, which is big. He apologized. He talked about his why he felt always why he felt frustrated with Deku, how he was that type of person who thought that Deku is actually what can I say? He felt frustrated because Deku had something that he didn't have. That is the power to be a hero, and that thing. And he apologized because of that. And in the end, he we with Deku, everyone comes back to UA. However, the people inside UA who have been sheltered now are making a whole fuss about it. So Deku was trying to go away, but Uraraka stopped him. And let's see what happens now. I can guess this episode will be a little bit frustrating, because I'm pretty sure the people, the ordinary people, they're going to piss me off again. But yeah, let's see. Let's see how this goes, how they handle this situation. All right, episode number 24. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles on the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Evidence. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Hmm. Wholesale. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. So, hmm. Huge fight about it. The villains were. Okay. Ah! Yes! Alright. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay. Support. Alright. Oh. Alright. Yeah, these guys. Hmm. No, wow. Alright. Interesting. His worldwide fame. Interesting. Alright, so there's just not like they have like actual proof and everything that oh everything will be fine. Even if the villains come in. This security is beefed up to the max. Alright, Principal Nez is here as well, so he's going to explain what? Oh god. Those who oh wow, the media is also being okay, great. Huh. Hmm. Crossover. Yeah, that's true. Like next best thing we can do. Yeah, who's gonna save you guys? If the heroes, you start rejecting the heroes, who'll be saving you? Great, another. Oh wow, okay, this is triggering me again. This is triggering me again. Okay, calm down. Oh boy, here we go. Hmm. Like, these guys are little brats. Like, I'll talk about this later. Like, All Might has pampered them too much. I realize that now. All Might have pampered these guys too much. Great. Oh, what's she doing? Oh, she has a mic on. She took like a high, like, position so that she can properly address everyone. Yeah, you guys are the people who are intruding here. Like, what the hell? This is for the students. This place is for the students. How dare they? Oh, whoa, she's here as well, I guess. Yeah. Hmm. Young woman's declaration. Ah. Hmm. Yeah, like you're now noticing. All right, shut the hell up. This kid is annoying me now. Can someone please go and slap this guy? Like, who the hell gave you that audacity to be this? What is wrong with these people here? This is just so. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, thank you. Like, that's what these people need to understand. They're not gods. Like, they can do anything and everything to save everyone. Like, Yeah, she loved looking at the people, their motivation or whatever, their thing, and people are missing that now. Yeah, this is a perfect give and take relationship. Unlike what's happening now, where people are just getting. Oh, she remembered Himiko. Yeah. Okay, what? Yes. One more step. What the? Oh, is that Kota? Yeah. Oh, this is the same. Oh, they changed it. At first, it was like in the first episode of season one that how I became the top hero, and now they changed it to how everyone. Okay. No, let the people. Yeah, let the people do it. Yeah, yeah. Like the heroes are already beside him and with him. However, they need the people now. I came. Just like All Might used to say. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. What? What? How much selfish can you be? Like, this is the problem. Like, there's definitely people, good people. Yeah. There you go. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, thank you. This is the only person I can see who has a brain here. Okay, don't you dare something say something unreasonable. Stirring up the villains. What? Nobody knows that. They're trying their best to do that. That's what they're trying. If you guys don't even let them stay here and be like, who is going to protect these guys if they don't let them stay here? And like at least like the heroes are doing everything for them, and these people are rejecting it. It's so frustrating and so like what can I say? The Endeavor's wearing a raincoat. Yeah. Nah, but roundabout way. Yeah, I was going to say like this was necessary, kind of. Hmm. Now class A is connecting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like Endeavor was trying to do everything on his own, but yeah. Oh, his leg, yeah. Jump like Mirko. Hmm. Uh. Oh. Oh, interesting. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Hero hating grooves. Oh. Yeah, him being All Might. So obviously not everyone is here. There's still a few people who have rejected. Okay. Oh god. Here we go. But I guess Stain kind of like looks up to All Might, so hopefully he won't do anything to All Might. But I don't know what he's planning now. Like yeah, like this thing about Stain is I don't think he's going to do something unreasonable. Hopefully, like he has always talked about how he wants heroes to be like heroes, like All Might, like him. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's planning now. All right. Okay. Is that it? Yeah. All right. So, okay. First of all, the thing that I want to talk about here is that this is the thing, Um, like this one thing that I like really feel extremely, what can I say, awkward and unusual is that the fact that now I'm pretty sure, how can I explain this? That, like, from my childhood, the way I have grown up is like there's one thing that I believe that if someone helps you, someone kind of does something for you, the one thing that you should at least do is, even if you cannot repay them back for it, at least, like, what can I say? Like, try to accept them, or you don't have to do anything extra for them, but just accepting them and, kind of saying thank you in itself is more than enough. Like, if someone does something to you, obviously if you have opportunity to pay them back, you should definitely do that, but not all the time there is an equal, equal opportunity for you to pay someone back. For example, when you're a child, when, like, a lot of people, like everyone does something for you, does something good for you, like your parents, your relatives, your teachers, everyone, all the people who are older than you. When you're a child, they help you out, they give you stuff, they, teach you stuff, and you're just taking, from them. And since you're a child, you cannot really repay them back properly. The least you can do is to, accept them and, be a little grateful for them, to them. And the fact is that people help you not because they want something back. They help you, like, most of the time people help you because they want to, and they want to see you happy. That is the thing. And that is the same thing here with this world, this My Hero Academia, where the different heroes, they help people because they just want them to be happy. Like, most of them, like I said, not everyone, but most of them. And obviously there are definitely heroes who have, like, some ulterior motives, like money, fame, stuff like that. But like, most of the time, heroes are the people who are actual heroes are heroes who does these things just for the peace, and so that they can see their loved ones and the normal people smile and be happy. And the least they could expect from people is a little bit of acceptance, and them to be, like, obviously they don't even need them to be grateful for them. They just need a little bit of acceptance. That's all they need. And I think it is the duty of every people who obviously cannot do something in this situation to be grateful. This is their duty, like, because they're not able to give back to the heroes in the way the heroes are, like, using their life and their time. They're risking their lives to save everyone. Since obviously they won't be able to repay them that much back, the least they can do is to be a little bit, what can I say, like, a little bit thankful for them, or say thank you, or, cheer them up a little bit when they are struggling. And yeah, that's the thing. And that was the world. That was how the world was when All Might was there. All Might was like the umbrella protecting them from everything. And now, since everything has gone down the wrong path, people are actually, like, becoming like this. So the fact that, like, this is what was triggering me so much, the fact that obviously the people who has been what can I say, like, getting so much from the heroes, them actually complaining about the situation, and them actually trying to throw someone out who has been using their life and using everything, that's Midoriya, I'm talking about Midoriya, to protect them, being ungrateful to that person. This was what was triggering me so much. And this is one thing that I am really not able to, I wasn't able to accept. Like, I can see the logic in this. I can understand how people are afraid, how people really haven't been like, like have been like, honestly speaking, they have been pampered too much, that they're actually being the bratty kid who doesn't get something, like, when someone is spoiled too much, when they're not able to get something, they become like, like they throws tantrum. This is basically that type of behavior, where it's very clearly you can see that the heroes are also struggling, but you're throwing your own tantrum as to how your life, like, life is in danger. Like, they need to understand that everyone's life is in danger, not only that person's. The fact that they're throwing the heroes out, not heroes but Midoriya out, while he was trying to protect everyone, shows how much they're blind to the whole situation. They think that, like, booting Midoriya out would actually guarantee their safety. No, it wouldn't. It's going to make it even worse. And, like, the fact they're, like, being ungrateful to him at that moment was, like I, that's why I said, in the beginning of this reaction, I was like, I'm definitely going to get triggered in this episode because of this thing, because of how, like, because, like I said, this is my, like, my way of looking at the world, that if someone does something for you, even if you're not able to give something back to them, at least be a little thankful and accept them. That is all they need. Nobody expects something back from you. When they help you, when someone helps you, nobody expects something back from you, unless and until they're that type of person. So the least you can do is to accept them and say thank you. So the fact that so many people are being brats over here at this point, I knew this was going to trigger me. And it did trigger me. However, it was a lot lower than I thought it would, because Uraraka went and, like, gave that speech, and people kind of accepted them quite quickly. I was expecting this to be dragged around, and I was expecting, like, this whole episode to be extremely triggering to me. But they kind of, like, went in a very, like, like a very what's that word? In a very proper and a very, like, the whole triggering portion was very low, except that one kid, who was just being an actual, like, like an annoyance. But by the end, he also kind of accepted. Except that one kid, everyone was pretty much accepting. At first, there was, like, throwing a tantrum. Then when Uraka, like, started speaking, everyone kind of stopped and started accepting, except that one kid. But in the end, that kid also kind of understood when Kota and I don't know her name, the other girl, she came and, like, like said thank you to Midoriya. He also started kind of accepting him. So there you go. That's good. So yeah, like that is the thing. This is what I wanted to talk about. Is that, like, what can I say? Like, this was especially very triggering to me, because this goes, like, this whole episode, the people acting like this went completely against what I see the world, like, the way I kind of look at the world, and the way, like, my ideals or my morals. The people acting the way went completely against it, and that's why it was so triggering to me. Like, this is one thing that, like, what can I say? This is what I believe, and this is, like, my, like, like, ideals, you could say, that at least be thankful, or at least, like, like, show some respect to the people who are doing something for you. And these people are just being, like, completely opposite to that, being like brats. So that's why I think I got a little bit heated about that whole situation. But by the end, everything worked out pretty normally. Like, everything became normal, and thanks to Uraraka and everyone else, the people were able to accept Midoriya. So there you go. It was triggering, but it wasn't that much. So yeah, so there you go. Now that is out of the way, we begin this episode with Nezu explaining about the whole situation. Now, here's one thing he kind of says, which is interesting. He says, like, this is not like lip service, like, I'm not just saying that, oh, bring Midoriya in, we can protect them, like, everyone. This is not just lip service. It is actually, this security is actually something that is amazing. And he kind of explains to everyone what this security is about, the evidence as to how this can protect everyone. So basically, this is a moving, like a moving fortress kind of thing inside the walls. the whole place can move, as far as I could understand. And he kind of talks about a lot of different technicalities. For example, there's a lot of iron plates or whatever you call them, in the underground, and which is like, makes it very strong. And if there's like any intruder or something crazy happens, some kind of a mechanism will start. And like, okay, wait a minute, let me read this part. Okay, each part has its own driving mechanism. So every, like, plot of land has its own driving mechanism, making the whole place able to move. In the event of an emergency, each section can go underground and become a shelter. Oh, so basically everything can go underground. This reminds me of what was that? Neon Genesis Evangelion, isn't it? Like, the whole city kind of goes down, or like if something comes up, that type of thing. Okay, so, and the shelters can be moved on a linear maglev network, moving as required along various routes. Okay, so Kirishima just says that it's like a robot anime. Yeah, like I said, it's like Neon Genesis Evangelion. Okay, now he also says that, but this whole system of, like, the whole city moving, this, moving parts, if it breaks down, it's all for nothing. So underground near the system, there are 3,000 layer reinforced plates. If those detect anything abnormal, the interception system activates. The supports unlock, and the defensive walls can also move independently. All right, it can delay any kind of attack. In the meantime, the shelters follow safe routes to places where security systems on pars with UAs, like Shiketsu Academy, which increased its defenses after the imposter incident, and the other high schools with hero courses. All right. Now, so basically, what's going to happen, as far as I can understand, is that in case of emergency, the whole place will go down. Like everyone, all the little homes and everything will just go down. And it'll probably like deposit all the people to like a little tube kind of thing, like a little, like a little thing, and like then they'll be transferred underground to some other places where everything is fine, and like Shiketsu and other schools as well. Now, that is the whole thing. Okay, so yeah, it's a good what can I say? It's a good precaution this way, and it seems everything is fine. But I don't know, like, what the villains will come up with next, and maybe they'll be able to break this whole thing down as well. Who knows? Like, but either way, we see that Principal Nezu says that I paid it for myself. And how Endeavor says, like, Principal Nezu is actually, like, like one of the most influential people, like, throughout the world and stuff, like, I didn't know that, obviously. Like, obviously he's influential in this school, but I didn't know he's like worldwide famous or something. But anyways, so yeah, like, while they were having that conversation, we kind of got back to the people, them, like, making like a whole ruckus about this. Like, Deku's mom is crying, and everyone's like standing there, and like, they don't know what to do. Now everyone's like asking Best Genius. They're like, "What the hell, Best Genius? We thought that you said that everything is fine. Like, here, if Midoriya comes here, then like, like, our own like, lives are in danger." And Best Genius kind of tries to explain the situation, but no one's listening. No one is listening, and okay. And then we can see this one guy suddenly saying like, "Oh, this place is like a lawless place now. It's all because of you. It's because of you heroes. You heroes can't do anything." Pinning the blame, basically, like typical people, and they're like screaming and everything, and just making like a whole, like, like, what can I say, like a whole, like, acting like little brats. Now, here's the thing, like, obviously these people, they haven't really have to do anything up until now, and everything was like so much in peace that they like expect everything to work out that way. If something doesn't, if some kind of a situation goes some way wrong, if they're like, this whole, the way everything is going, they're acting like this because they think that, oh, everything's supposed to be fine. Like, This is the negative of All Might being a symbol of peace, is that people are going to be like this. Like, they expect everything to work out fine. The fact that something can go wrong is something that is so foreign to them that they feel like this is something that they don't deserve, and they start blaming everyone that they can get their hands on. So that's the problem here. Like, obviously, being a symbol of peace and protecting everyone is all well and good, like everything will be in peace, like, nothing, like that type of thing. But once the symbol of peace falls, the pillar collapses. This is what's going to happen. Ordinary people will be confused. They won't know what to do in this type of situation, and they'll try to blame everyone. The people who are trying to help them, they'll try to blame them and try to, try to get them out, while not understanding that what they're doing is actually harming the situation more than it's doing something correctly. So this is so crazy. Like this, like seeing this, it really reminds me of, what can I say? Like, it makes me think that this type of thing is something that, like, obviously this is fictional, like this whole thing is fictional. But seeing this kind of makes me think and makes me wonder, like, this actually might be reality nowadays. Like the way how, like, I've seen people being so entitled on social media. Like, the entitlement that they hold is crazy. Some people are too entitled. You like, sometimes you see what they're saying, and you're just baffled at the amount of entitlement they have. And seeing this, I'm wondering. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is actually reality. This might happen, something like this, and that's scary. Like how people expect everything to go, like, not only everyone, but I'm pretty sure, like, like, what can I say? Like, even me and even someone else, like, like, we also expect everything to go, like, like, smoothly and flawlessly. Like, the fact that something wrong can go where, like, which is like outside our, like, like, outside the realm of something that we can do. For example, let's just take something recent. For example, the pandemic. you know it was something that, it still is. It's something that is, that no one could do anything about. Like, it's something that nobody can stop. It's out of our reach. And the fact that, like, we were just like, like, we were just, what can I say, like, weren't able to do anything about this situation. you know this might happen anytime. Like, not only the pandemic, I'm talking about anything else like this can happen. And the fact that what we see in this episode, the way people became so entitled and started blaming everyone, this seems like something that might actually become a reality, which is scary, which is scary. And yeah. But anyways, the fact that All Might, like, was such a huge person, like the symbol of peace, protecting everyone, and how people really didn't know what it might seem like to be in a dangerous situation. And now that they are in that dangerous situation, they're getting, like, angry and blaming everyone. This is the negative side of being a symbol of peace. But obviously, that doesn't mean that All Might being a symbol of peace was something that shouldn't have happened. No, it definitely should have happened. Like, what All Might did is something that, the good of it outweighs the bad side of it. So obviously, like, All Might being a symbol of peace was definitely necessary. But we can see the negative side of that as well. That's just it. But either way, like, everyone was like screaming, and now Uraraka goes, like, kind of jumps and goes on top, and so that, yeah, like, she can redress everyone. And she starts, like, talking, like, trying to make everyone understand. And she says, like, have you even looked at Izuku? Like, just look at him. You're just, like, like, just dumping your frustrations here. Just look at him and say, like, like, what, what do you see? Like, this is the kid who was doing everything to protect you guys. So we're not telling you guys to, like, like, obviously he's not going to stay here. We're just asking you guys to let him be here, so that he can rest and heal, and be strong enough to protect you guys again. That's what we're trying to do here. And uh, and the fact that how, people think that heroes are just, like the like the way they look at heroes is so crazy. They think that they're like heroes. They're like a special entity that can, that all that they do is like protect everyone. They forget that heroes are also human beings. you know they just look at heroes like they treat the heroes as if they're like, like some kind of a machine or a robot whose only thing programmed in their head is like, oh, protect everyone, that type of thing. But no, they're also people. And like Uraraka said this before as well, I think in one of the previous episodes, like, when heroes need saving, who are going to save them? That was the question that Uraraka asked. And now in this episode we get that answer to it, which Uraraka himself kind of herself kind of kind of shows us, is that when heroes need help saving, the people, the ordinary people, will save them. It's like a give and take relationship. And heroes protect the ordinary people, but when the heroes need protection and when the heroes need saving, the ordinary people should do that. And that is only when the cycle completes. If that doesn't happen, obviously it will be one-sided, and anything one-sided doesn't really persist. It'll sometimes, like break down completely and just go into full chaos. So that cycle was broken. The cycle was broken. It was like, okay, up until All Might was like the protector of them, like the symbol of peace. The cycle was going pretty well. All Might was like the big umbrella on top of them, and like the smaller, umbrellas, which are the other heroes, they were helping everyone out. Everything was fine. People were happy. People were kind of motivating the heroes were getting kind of motivated, and they were happy. It was a cycle that was ongoing. But now that the big umbrella is gone, things are going crazy. And the cycle got broken. The side of the cycle where people should be kind of motivating the heroes and saying that, oh, you did good, you did your best, that got completely lopped off. So that one part of the cycle is only left. So obviously the heroes are going to get stressed out, and eventually they're going to resign, and this is going to happen. So they need to understand that they need to complete the cycle, unless and until other, if doesn't happen, if that doesn't happen, things will not go okay. But either way, Uraraka says that. And we see here a little flashback of Uraraka, where Uraraka was kind of just like cheering, and her parents are like, Uraraka, where are you looking at? You're looking at the people. The heroes are over there. And Uraraka is was still looking at the people. The thing that she was looking at is obviously not the heroes protecting others or helping others, but the fact that the heroes doing something good made the people happy, and they motivated the people, and kind of they were smiling, and they were kind of cheering them up. That thing, that happiness, that was what Uraraka got attracted to. So obviously, since she was attracted to that, her goal became, I want to be a hero. I want to be at the receiving end of the people's happiness. Which is something that she wanted to do. And not only that, she also wanted to kind of make her parents work burden lesser. And the monetary situation was also a big thing. So all those two included, she decided to become a hero. And she loved the people, the people's expressions, the people's motivations. That's what she loved. And seeing how people are lacking that now, people are just mad all the time, she's not happy about this. And she again kind of says that, where's that part? Oh, there's a section here where she kind of gets reminded of Himiko. Okay, where's that part? All right, here it is. The ones who will protect the heroes are surely, so please lend them your strength so that we can smile together in the future. And here she gets reminded of Toga. With all of your power, please will you let him rest beside you? Will you let him prepare Izuku Midoriya is trying to take on the burden of his power, but he still has a lot to learn. He's just a normal high schooler. Yeah, like that's the thing. And he's not even an adult. He's a high schooler. Like that is even more baffling. How people are expecting just like how is this possible? How can people be this? I don't know. Like, uh, anyways, whatever. uh, and then she says, "Please let this place um continue to be his hero academia." Now there's another thing that I'm so, what can I say, like baffled about, is that this is the thing. This this is a place for the students. This is, like UA. It's a school, not school, like a place, like an academy where students and heroes are supposed to, like, like stay, not stay, but they're supposed to grow. And now, if you think about this situation in a very rough manner, in a very, like a very rough way, if you think about it, the people who are intruding here are actually the other people. The fact that they can come here and they're complaining about the fact that a student of this academy is coming here is another thing that's baffling. You know, like I said, this is self entitlement at like a huge degree. Like the the UA people, they said that, all right, you guys are having trouble outside. Come inside. Come inside, and we'll protect you guys. And they took them inside, and they came inside, and now they're complaining about the people who are already residents of this place and saying that, oh, we should kick them out. That's basically what's happening here, which is baffling. You know, this is an academy. You know, like, and this is the thing. Like, I think like someone in the comment was mentioning this in the previous episode, that the fact that All Might was like the protector, like in the symbol of peace, made people expect so much from him that anything lesser than that is not really like it's baffling how these people they don't even have like a proper, I think, like police force or anything like that, does they? Like, like anything for protection or anything. Like everyone just what's that word, just relied on All Might. That's all they did. That's all they did. And now that, the that's getting, like, that part is being, like, a little bit difficult, and like everyone's getting everyone's like in the same danger. They're angry that these, like the heroes cannot protect them, while they, up until now, they were just relying on them, just being fed by them, just doing nothing, and just relying on the heroes. But I guess, like if you say something like that, I guess they'll probably say that, oh, but we're paying taxes, like, but that doesn't, like that doesn't, like, just negate everything. Like, these are people. These are not machine or robots that you can just, like, mass produce and just throw into, like, like this. These are people. These are human beings. And not only people, they're high schoolers. So, like, half of the people who are trying to protect you are high schoolers. Like Midoriya, how old is he? 18, 19? No, literal adults are relying on him and being selfish and trying to kick him out of here. That's so pathetic. I cannot even, like, think. But anyways, enough of that. Uraraka gave that, like what was that speech? Yeah. And like with her speech, Kota and that girl comes forward because they were afraid up until now, and to kind of, like, obviously it's intimidating, so many people, like thousands of people just screaming in front of you. It is intimidating for them to stand up, but now after Uraraka's speech, they got the like they got the courage, and they come forward and hugs Midoriya. Now later on we kind of see Mineta was trying to go, but Ida was like, no, like, we shouldn't go now. Obviously, we are behind him, always. But what is needed now is the people. They need to come forward, we have done our job, like not the teachers, no one else should go there. We should stop for the people, and seeing other people go and help Midoriya out is going to motivate other people to do the same as well. If the like if the staff members of, or if his friends go and try to support him, like it wouldn't be that impactful. So at this situation, we should stop, we shouldn't interfere, let the people do it. And it started with Kota and that girl. They came forward and they thanked Midoriya, like Kota, like, like apologizes. Kota's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't, like, courageous enough to come and help you. While that girl was like, oh, so you are the crybaby hero, aren't you? And she says, like, everyone, all the other shelters kind of, like, didn't accept me, but you did. And I'm glad that we are here now because I was able to meet you again. And after that, we see this one guy, the most reasonable of the bunch, him come, and he, like, starts talking to everyone and tries to, like, like simplify the situation and explain to everyone. Now, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure people like him exists, like out of this whole, like, place, they exist. At least, like, like people like him, like 5 to 10 of them or more than that, definitely exists in this place. But the fact is, the majority of the people are so mad that the minority of people who understands this situation and who are reasonable, their voice are not loud enough. Like this always happens. Like this whole, what can I say, this mob mentality of just, like, just clinging to, like, like a loud opinion, just clinging to that and just accepting whatever the loud opinion is saying and getting heated up. It always exists. While, like, that person is shouting and everyone's just rallying behind that person, the reality might be something completely different, and there might be a minority few who knows about the actual reality and who can talk about this situation, but their voices are not being heard because these people are the big voice. Their voices are suppressing them. So I'm pretty sure this guy was, like, definitely frustrated looking at all these people as he understood what's going wrong, but he couldn't voice his opinion because no one's going to listen to him. What can he do? Like, he can just say that, like, something, but everyone's just start going, will just, their voices will, like, like just surpass him. So now the fact that everyone's at least trying to understand it, he took this opportunity to come forward and talk about the situation, which worked now, obviously, because people calmed down a little bit. So this is another thing of the the real world, the normal, like, the normal real world. This is another thing. This whole mob mentality thing is, and it's such a, what can I say, like it's a good thing and also it's a bad thing as well. Like, it's only good when you're doing something for the betterment. Like, for example, if something is correct and everyone's, like, rallying behind that, that mob mentality is good because you're actually trying to do something positive and correct. But whenever it's these type of situations where they're like a vocal minority who just, like, just says some outrageous, like, like things, and people start rallying behind it, making it a huge deal, you know that is when everything goes wrong. Like, and this happens, this like, happens all the time. Like I said, social media is one thing that has made these type of things so much more crazier. Like, social media has a lot of positive thing in this world. It has so many positive things that it can do, and it does as well. Like, I'm not one of those people who will be like, oh, like, social media is bad. No, obviously not. Social media has done so many good things, but it also has its fair share of this type of situations where it's like someone, like, voices something and everyone, like, without even, like, fact checking and saying that, oh, like, like, kind of figuring out whether it's correct or not, just agree with that, just basing on their emotions. And like, then one person, two person, three persons, they start rallying behind that, making it such a huge deal that people who are actually fact checking and making sure that everything is correct, the vocal the minority, their opinions don't even matter. If they say something about the situation, the majority of the people who are the mob mentality, like, the people who are, like, in that little thing, they're just going to shut them down. probably call them crazy. And that's what happens. And this is what's happening here. Like, my god, like, what can I say? But anyways, so thankfully, like, now that everyone calmed down, this guy got his opportunity to voice his opinions, his correct opinions, and he says a lot of good things here, a lot of reasonable things, like, which all these people up until now didn't really understand and didn't even think about. Okay, so I'm gonna read whatever he says, like, say, like, okay, here we go. Before blaming him hysterically, can't we listen to what he has to say? It's not like that kid's planning to stay here permanently. Right now, we are short on resources and personnel, so this is the only place he can rest up without worrying too much, right? That's what you heroes were trying to explain, right? Yeah. And there's this one guy who's like, can't he go to Shiketsu? Like, what the hell? What? Oh god. He's like, the facilities at the same level. Like, can these people even stop to think what they say without saying? Because the next thing that the other guy says completely shuts him down because he realizes how much of an idiot he was being. What he says, that what the other guy, the girl, sorry, not the other guy, the girl says beside him is, but then the same thing would happen at Shiketsu. Yes, like, try to understand that. Like, people like you exist in Shiketsu as well. They're going to, make the same situation, make the same, mistake as you guys are doing. And they'll make a whole mess over there as well. So that's all that's going to happen. Like that's what I said. People nowadays, like, just voice, the first thing that they do is voice their opinions, then they think about it. Like, oh, did I say something wrong? Like, usually what we should do is, like, stop, think about a situation, think what we are saying, and then speak. But nowadays people just speak before they say, like, think something. They speak and then think. Like for example, this guy. He's like, oh, what about Shiketsu? But, like, dude, just think about it. People like you exist in Shiketsu as well. They're also going to make the same thing that you guys are doing here. Good lord. And he understands now. He's like, oh yeah, that's true. Like, stop, think, and then say something. Good god. And then the other guy says, I didn't realize until things ended up like this. I felt like I was in the audience and the heroes were performers. There you go. This is what I was just talking about a few moments ago. I was like, yeah, they think that the heroes are just robots. The only thing that they're programmed to do is save people. That's it. They forget that they're human beings. Like, and some of them are high schoolers. Like, good lord. And one day an extraordinary hero named All Might showed us what heroes were like. Everybody wanted to be like him. Everyone applauded him. And then before we knew it, we had forgotten the soul behind that man. Yes. Alright. But the stage has been taken away. Yeah, with failure upon failure, there's no hope for money or fame anymore. Many of those who were called heroes have resigned. In the midst of that, what are those who are left fighting for? Yeah. If we reject even those who are fighting now, then what will be left for us? How will we be able to live on as we were before? I know it's tough, but think about this calmly. How long are we going to stay as audience members? I'm actually surprised he's the only one who actually thought about this deeply. Isn't there anyone? I'm pretty sure there are. Like I said, they're just a minority. I'm pretty sure they're within this crowd, just thinking the same thing as him, but they're afraid to voice it because people are just going to be just mean to them and they'll be like, oh, your opinion doesn't matter. That type of thing. So, yeah, there are definitely people like him who are just there without speaking because they're afraid of the backlash. How long are we going to stay as audience members? And then there's this one kid. He said, he says, like, there were rumors about a young man in rags with multiple quirks. Some said that he was stirring up the villains, and some said he was a true hero. And answer this. If you rest here, will things go back to the way that they were before? Now, here's another one of the most, I think you could say, like, one of the most weird thing that he asked. Like he's basically asking, really, like I guess I understand. He's basically asking for a little hope, you know, like I guess hope makes the world go, like there's a lot of things that people just hope for, and like that's and there's a lot of situations where hope can actually boost you, to do something actually good. So I guess that's what he's probably trying to get. But if you're like brutally truthful about this, like nobody knows, what's going to happen. But the fact that they're not even letting the heroes stay here and like like kind of recuperate and being selfish like this, whatever they're wanting, like they want the things to go back to normal. What they're doing now is not never going to let that happen. So the least they can do is that help the heroes out. If you want things to go back to normal, just try doing stuff that were normal before. What did they do normally? They used to cheer heroes up. They used to motivate them. That was the normal. If you want things to go back to normal, start being normal by yourself. Start acting normally again. You know, just like you used to do before. That's the least. That's what I'm saying. That's the least someone could do in this type of situation. Obviously, the normal people, they don't have anything in their hands. You know, they're being protected. They can't do anything in this situation. So the least they could do is just like protect, not protect. Sorry, motivate the heroes, and like say that what, things are not going well currently, but it's fine. You guys are working hard. I'm sure it'll go back to normal. So keep going. Don't lose hope. That's the least that they can do. And obviously he asks that to Midoriya, and Midoriya is like, yeah, I'm definitely going to see to that happens. And anyways, later on we see Todoroki and everyone go in. They were outside up until now, and we can see that Hawks looks at the situation, and Hawks says that this is how everyone's getting connected. One for all is a crystallization of power spun together by people's hearts. All Might connected to Midoriya. Um, Class A connected to Midoriya. Yeah. Gravity connected everyone to Midoriya. Yeah. And everyone, if they're all able to think about everyone just a little more, yeah, then that will bring about a light of the future where everyone can't help but smile and heroes have too much time on their hands. Yeah, so everyone's getting connected to Midoriya, that type of thing, and that is basically this his quirk, like all for one. One for all. That is, connecting everyone, and like kind of like their feelings kind of, like passing on to the person who has the quirk, that type of thing. Um, and like taking like like this situation, like taking the opportunity and taking this situation, looking at this situation. Todoroki tells Endeavor as well that like don't try to do everything on your own. You can see what's happening here in front of you, so rely on us. And we see that Shoto, what's his name, Eraserhead, is looking at this as well. Like Nezu is like your class has been able to do a great job. And then we get a little like information about Kurogiri and all, like, and then a little bit about that whole like situation where Toga kind of infiltrated by taking Kami. I think that was her name. Kami's like like form. That part, like we all get to know. Now, while all of this was happening, we see All Might kind of go out, and he's like, I need to do something about the guys who are like the. Here we go. I'm going to check on the hero hating groups that still refuse to cooperate. So while like driving the car, he's thinking that like I promised to do something, even though I'm not a hero anymore, like like not that All Might anymore. I promised Midori, I promised his mom, I promised everyone. So now I'm going to do my part, and he's going towards the hero hating group, and I don't know what he's going to do there. Try to convince them, but obviously it won't be easy. And Stain is just looking at that. Like I said, I don't exactly know what Stain is planning, but Stain himself admitted before that the only person he thinks of as a proper true hero is All Might. And like after talking to Midoriya as well. So I don't think hopefully he's not going to do something to All Might, but I don't know what he's planning now. After getting out from Tartarus, who knows what he's planning? But hopefully his intentions are still the same. And he doesn't do anything to All Might at least. Anyways, like let's wait for the next week. But either way, that was this episode. Like Uraka connected everyone to Midoriya, and it all worked out by the end. Like I said, this episode was a little bit kind of triggering, especially a few sections, but it had a happy ending by the end of it. And obviously, now that everyone is a lot more sympathetic about the situation, I don't think this is going to continue in the future. This whole thing, and everyone will be a lot more cooperative. At least the people who have accepted, will be more cooperative. Obviously, the hero hating groups, I'm not sure what they'll do. Whether will we even be able to kind of convince them? So let's see what happens next week. And yeah, so that is it. That was my reaction to this episode number 24. This is the penultimate episode, so one more episode left after this, 25. So which will be next week, obviously. So let's see. So thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.